How's it going, summoners, and welcome back to another RiftGuides WildRift video. With the recent arrival of patch 2.6a, it's also time for a few OP champions. In this video we are going to showcase 10 of those, including their best starting item. Enough of the pretext, so let's just get right into it. First up on our list comes Jayce, and he really didn't need that buff in the past. He was more than fine, but players were just not used to play him. This champion is completely overtuned and needs nerfs fast, but lucky for you there'll be no balance patches until January. Taking that into consideration, it's your best time to spam this champion to win most of your games. In order to have the best impact in your games though, you need to make sure that you're going for the best items available. For that, we recommend either starting with a Manamune or a Youmuu's Ghostblade. Both items provide you with a lot of nice stats and will help you carry most of your games. They're just too goddamn broken. And before we continue with the video, it's time for a question of the day. What do you think about the current state of ranked and what would you change if you could? Let me know in the comments below. Next up comes Lee Sin, who for some reason was buffed in 2.6a. The funny part about this buff was the reasoning behind it. Lee Sin is a popular champion who is strong in the higher level games but could use a little bit of help in the lower level games. Maybe this champion isn't the easiest and therefore it takes time to learn and properly play him. But what do I know? Long story short, this monster got buffed and you should have him on your radar if you're up for some quick wins. His strength is the early game aggression in combination with cheeky invades that allow him to snowball his games. Not only that, he's also absurdly mobile, which makes it really hard to punish him, even if he's inting. Things get even worse once he completes his first item, Youmuu's Ghostblade. With that item, it's impossible to chase him down and his damage in 1v1s is unmatched. Any doubts? Go play him and see for yourself how broken he really is. The third champion on this list is Irelia, and this champion is absolutely crazy. But at the same time, she's probably the hardest champion to consistently perform on. She has unique interactions with the way you can use your first ability. In addition to that, she can mitigate any incoming damage even while getting crowd controlled. If she is fast enough, that is. But here's the real deal. This champion's damage massively spikes upon completing the Blade of the Ruined King. Don't go for Trinity Force. It deals way less damage and is more expensive, whereas Blade is always going to provide value. The synergy between your passive and its on-hit effect is just too insane during fights and while sustaining. The only thing you have to be mindful of when you're playing this champion is that you're always putting yourself in harm's way. Any mistake can get you instantly killed, but if you execute it perfectly, you're showing off some beautiful skill. Give it a shot and let me know how it went. Next up comes Kai'Sa. She has always been and will probably always be one of the best solo queue AD carries in the game. Her mobility, damage and overall slipperiness are just too good. Compared to any other AD, she is tough to kill and can easily access your backline thanks to her ultimate ability, Killer Instinct. Another thing that adds to her strength is her ability to eat waves and camps all around the map. With her evolved first ability, she can literally decimate everything in her way and farm massive gold advantages. Don't forget guys, as an AD carry it's very important to amass a lot of gold. That way you're able to carry more of your games consistently. To do that in the easiest fashion though, you want the fastest way to evolve your first ability, so go BF Sword, Executioners and Longsword. Another power pick for patch 2.6a is Akshan in the middle lane. Yes, he has been nerfed, but he's still absolutely nuts. The only real change now is that he's a tiny bit less oppressive during the laning phase, but that's literally it. Other than that, he's more than fine and able to abuse solo queue to the fullest extent. The ability to move around the map camouflaged, as well as having a spell that resets upon getting kills or assists is a massive deal. If only he didn't have a barrier every 4 seconds on his passive ability in the late game. Oh wait, he has. And again, he can revive teammates and snipe you from across the map and is pretty much a cool guy to be honest. But if you want to be really insane on this champion, rush Blade of the Ruined King. In that way, his double on-hit mechanic really shines. Our next champion on this list has been a bit forgotten, but is still a champion you have to reckon with. With the introduction of Charge Blade, he has finally peaked in terms of strength. Never before has he been so strong, and I think it's not possible to make him any stronger on the first item spike than with Solari Charge Blade. However, there's something that all players need to understand when they play Yasuo. Please, for the love of your elo, chill a bit, will you? Going 0-10 in every game and still two-shotting a fed carry is cool and all that, but you can do so while you're 10-0. Calm down, play the game controlled, and you'll win so much more of your games. It's not rocket science, it's just consistency. The 7th champion on our list is Diana, and she's still as strong as ever. A lot of patches ago, she received some minor nerfs that were supposed to weaken her a bit. However, her kit and overall ability to itemize didn't really let that happen. She can solo carry a fight, split push and survive every lane in the game. Nonetheless, she isn't the strongest laner during the early stages of the game, which surely may come with a few issues at times. Thanks to the nature of solo queue though, she is more than strong enough to come back from that. And once the time is right, her Rod of Ages will be fully stacked and the enemies will be in for quite some trouble. This champion isn't balanced, and as long as she's able to itemize the way she can, she will never be. Trust me, pick this champion and enjoy your time. The next pick on this list is Alistar. This support champion is probably the most durable champion in the entire game. Once he's activated his ultimate ability, he's not going to die anytime soon unless a Vayne is blasting him. You may also think of this cow as a more reliable version of Leona, as he doesn't have any real skill shots. But the real game changer is the fact what this guy can do on the map. Thanks to his natural tankiness paired with the Deadman's Plate, allow him to permanently dive all other lanes. Here it's really important that you understand that just because you've picked support, you're not forced to stay in the dragon lane at all times. It's more harmful than helpful to do that every single game. So whenever you're resetting, walk towards the middle lane and see what you can do on your way there. That way you're not hard locked into a decision and keep yourself some options available. Cause otherwise, if you walk back to the dragon lane, something might have happened on the top side of the map, and then what can you do about it? Nothing. Next up comes Pantheon as our 9th pick. He is annoying and strong at the same time, as he's able to crush almost every lane during the early game. In lane, Pantheon is absolutely disgusting as a champion. Against most melee champions, he can just sit inside of the wave and use his first ability Stab to poke down the enemy. On level 2 he can use the empowered second ability to put the enemy into a really rough spot. And on level 3 your counterplay has officially ended. Thanks to being able to block all incoming damage from one direction after beating you up with a deadly combo, things look very bad. From this point onwards there's only pain and suffering. If that wasn't bad enough already, he can also leave the lane and pay any other lane a quick visit with his ultimate ability. And here's how you do it to surprise most other laners. You play lane until you hit level 5, then you recall and just walk close enough to another lane to ult slightly behind the enemies. After doing so, it's usually quite the easy cleanup and a lot of gold into your pocket. Last but not least comes an AD carry that loves to make life miserable for anyone on the enemy team. Facing off against him during laning is annoying as hell, as he can clear waves indefinitely. Not only that, but also his damage is quite insane when you think about his burst damage combo. Another thing that is also really amazing about this champion is his versatility in terms of itemization. Be it lethality or AP, he may utilize either to carry most of his games. Whatever you do though, you'll still build him at Immune, as it's by far the best first item you can have without a single doubt on my mind. So go play and enjoy some Varus. And that concludes today's video. Thank you all for watching, and if you enjoyed the content, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more RiftGuides content. Viewing our videos is already a massive way of supporting us, but if you want to do more, you're more than welcome to check out our Patreon. Much love and see you soon.